Alright guys, Tom here, and this is the third episode of my Road to Glory series where I go from my bronze starter pack to a bronze Englishy kind of hybridy kind of team, to a silver team, and then to a gold team. And at the moment we're on episode 3, we've got 5 bronze rare players and 2 English normal players, and we get the first match of this episode is against this guy who has a silver centre attacking midfielder in centre midfield, and that's probably his best player. Now that you probably think that would be a good advantage to him, but I start the game off really brightly from Boden, who does a nice finesse into the bottom right hand corner, and that's his first of 7 goals in this game. I finished the game 11-0. He gets his second goal here when he does a cheeky header into the bottom right hand corner. That was a really good header. I'm not sure how that one crept in, but then the guy took his centre kick, and I got a nice interception from my centre midfielder. Then I passed to Boden, he skips past his second defender, and then finally his last defender cuts inside and does a beautiful finesse into the top right hand corner in the 16th minute, and we're already 3-0 up from Boden, all 3 goals from Boden. Fruit Salad then takes another centre, and then Di Mattagna intercepts the ball and then passes to Boden. Who else? He cuts past his last defender here and then cuts inside and smashes it into the top left hand corner. That was a really good goal. Nice footwork from Boden. And then in the 29th minute, Boden skips past his last defender and then smashes it into the top right hand corner, this time from a finesse, and that is then 5-0 just from Boden. And then Boden gets another goal from a finesse into the top left hand corner, this time we're switching it up out of it. And then in the second half, this goal came from Ollie from the right wing, does a nice turn past his defender on his left back, and then does a nice finesse into the bottom left hand corner this time, and Ollie does a nice celebration, and then he makes a really dodgy mistake from his keeper, and Boden just does a simple tap in for another goal from Boden. And then this time a goal comes from Hong Sun Hak. Ollie cuts inside and gets just a little rebound off the keeper, and then Hong Sun Hak whacks it in from a volley. Great goal, number 15, the Beast, on the 72nd minute. And then Boden gets another similar goal but chips it over the keeper, and then Di Mattagna just nicks the goal. I'm not sure why he did that, he should have just left it, but it was a goal nonetheless, and he just spins around, just showing off a little bit in the 79th minute. And then I got my last goal of the game in the 89th minute from Boden, who just does a simple finesse into the bottom left hand corner. And that was it for Boden. 7 goals in one game to finish the game exactly 11-0, probably my best win ever on FIFA, and 7 goals from Boden, a double hat-trick and an extra goal to finish it off. That was an amazing performance from Boden. I'm so happy I bought him with the pace and the shot. He's an absolute beast if you're looking to find cheap players. I just got him for under 400 coins, I believe, and I finished the game with 951 coins earned, and I pressed advance, and I think at the moment I'm on 2,818 coins. Yeah, that's right, with a 7-win streak. And then Dalval didn't actually end up selling, so I ended up putting him for 400 buy it now, see if he sold for a little bit cheaper price. And then I just went straight into the auction market and bought myself a Whittaker who had a pretty good shot on pace for a really good price of 450 coins with a good amount of contracts. And then I was pretty chuffed with this buy, 400 coins, so a centre back called Heath. All the centre backs cost quite a lot if they play for England, so I was really pleased with that for 400 coins. And it was actually contract time, so I'm just going to speed this a little bit up, where basically I swapped the team around just to save a little bit of coins by just discarding the players with contracts that have run out and keeping the English players by adding some contracts that I've already got from when I opened my bronze starter pack. So I added contract to Spicer and then the left back, who is actually English, and then I ended up discarding the American black guy. Not sure who he was, but he definitely wasn't English, so I just ended up discarding it. And then I put a Korean guy in centre back, and then I ended up discarding the Polish guy. And then I put a centre back in right back, and we're pretty much prepared for another game. So the second game of the series is against this guy, and he had really poor chemistry. He was actually playing in a 4-4-2 formation. He did have a silver centre forward, so I was expecting a good chemistry from this guy, because 4-4-2 usually gives a good amount of chemistry, but it wasn't really the case for this guy. It's Elson FC, and we'll see how this pans out. Now Spicer gets some amazing footwork. He actually gets past all his defenders on his own own work. Just look at that. And then finesses it into the bottom right hand corner, just P-rolls it in, and that's my first goal of the game in the 21st minute. Then I get another goal from Whittaker. He has a little dodgy pass, but manages to squeeze it to Oakley, and then P-rolls it into the bottom left hand corner this time. Two little P-rollers, and then the guy's had enough with these P-rollers and decides to leave after 30 minutes, and I gained 577 coins. Pretty poor, because I'd rather have got 1,000 coins if I'd carried the game until the end, but I ended up buying Hunt, who was a right back, for a really good cheap price with 82 pace. Really chuffed with that one as well. The bidding ended on 550 coins as nobody else bidded. I just speed this a little bit up. 82 pace is really good for that price, as he is an English player, and I straight off the bat just replaced him with a German guy, so I was all ready for another game, and I got against this guy called Mongo FC, and he had pretty good chemistry compared to the other people I've been playing against. He has 79 chemistry. Looks like he's going for a little French team, but he did a really cheap move, which I lost all respect for him. He brought on both Remy and Menez, two really good players, and that brought his chemistry down for when I was getting into a game with him. But then he had awesome chemistry against me as he brought these two subs on, and he completely dominated me. I ended up getting my first loss of this series, Road to Glory series, so I was really disappointed. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't get a loss, but I knew in the back of my head it was always possible, and he actually ended up winning 5-1, which I was really annoyed about. I mean, a 2-1 loss is alright, but 5-1 is pretty embarrassing. But I suppose I do have an excuse, because he did bring on players, and he was doing ridiculously dewy kind of through balls. You'll definitely see this in this goal. Look at this. He just passes it across and just slots it in. It just pees me off so much when people do. That's ridiculous. But it took me until the 70th minute to get a little look into this game and do a nice header. I try and run for the ball to try and pick it up, but my player Heath just decides, I can't really be bothered. We've already lost this game, so I just end up running to the centre, and the game was pretty much lost. It was lost before even the half time, so the game ended 5-1, and I was really annoyed at that, because I'd really played really poor. But I could put it down to the excuse of having Menez and Remy come on for his team, but I think I didn't really turn up, to be honest. Just a little cheeky corner goal is a bit cheap for me, but I actually only ended up gaining 559 coins. That's pretty poor for me, to be honest. I've been reaching nearly 1,000 coins a game, but losing my first game, pretty disappointed. So that's the end of the episode, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Check me out on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.